Serious former addicts of Reddit, what made you stop using and how did you win your battle? I was an addict for over a decade. I lost my kids, my husband, and I lost my house. I was homeless for the majority of that time besides couch hopping with some friends. I loved stimulants, anything I could get my hands on that was an upper. Adderall and Vyvanse abuse led me to using stronger drugs like meth from the street. One night I was walking down the road and a wrong-way driver hit me. I was comatose for 3 months. While I was asleep, my body was sort of able to dry out from all the drugs. When I woke up, I instantly knew something was wrong with me because the first thing I wanted was to do speed instead of seeing my kids. My youngest son came by my side when I was in a coma. I told him how I felt when I woke up. I haven't touched drugs in 18 months, not even drinking. I have begun to build my relationship back with my kids and I draw a lot of power from that. My story is a lucky one, but just know you can draw strength to get better from your family. Lost control and nearly got violent with my wife. Quit drinking that night. Never drank again. 8 years. I died. The second time. Didn't feel lucky enough to see if anyone would revive me a third time. I left the state I lived in. Avoided addicts in the new state. Worked my ass off while sick from detox and white-knuckled it. After 3 months, I was okay. A year later my head finally cleared up. All. But one of my party buddies is dead. Overdose. Drug-related disease, or violence related to the drugs. I got lucky. Very, very lucky. Tired of being broke and feeling like shit. I was funding someone else's lifestyle and realized I could feel good all the time when I was sober. I got bored of getting high. Doctor telling me if I don't stop I will be dead in 3 months tops. I never got into bad trouble, but I woke up one day and said okay, this is going in a dark direction, so I got my shit together before any permanent damage was done. For me, I had to cut contact with most of my friends because my whole social circle was made around alcohol and drugs. This was about 5 years ago. Still have a very hard time in social situations, but this sober life is so much worth it. Job is going well, relationship too. Weekends are finally relaxing instead of complete self-destruction every time. Finally can work on my life, lost a bunch of weight. Definitely worth it, but it was a huge sacrifice. Being isolated from the supply. For me that was dropping out of university and going into rehabilitation. I am still in rehab, but I really do think I will be leaving soon. I can't say all my problems with my mental health are cured, but I think I can finish my degree with a wiser sense of mindset. Maybe make better friends. 10 years as a horrible cokehead. Jesus saves. I actually have a different problem where addicts are constantly pressuring me to take meth, just because I tried it many years ago. Also, they complain about me graving the cocaine. I don't know what the heck. I never did cocaine, I'm just terminally ill. My battle has been with people, trying to make them stop pushing drugs on me and having to withstand the scary talk they utilize to see if it causes a withdrawal fever. It's a mad world. I got pregnant. I really think it saved my life. 8 years sober now, I'm proud of myself. Although it's hard sometimes. To porn, I was lost. I was a husk. I got exposed at 6 years old. To cutting gig. It kind of just happened. The rush and the feeling is like being high. I grew up in a horrible environment and started at 9 and didn't stop till I was 14. Food well. Poverty a mom with an eating disorder yeah. Still ongoing and I'm almost 24. I looked around and saw I had no one willing to talk to me or give me another chance. I'm always in awe of people who beat addiction. I quit smoking a few years ago now and the struggle was real. The best advice I can offer is to just break it all down into small steps. Just being able to get through 5 minutes of intense craving can be a result. I was a heavy drinker and cigarette smoker for years. I tried AA and rehab and it never worked. Eventually I got a really good cheap hookup for weed and used that to take the place of alcohol and cigarettes. I figured if weed could get me off alcohol and cigs it would be easy to quit weed. I was able to completely quit alcohol and nicotine as well as get off the weed. I've been clean for 2 years off both cigs and alcohol and a few months clean from weed. I have no desire or cravings to drink or smoke. I don't know what I would have considered myself, but for about a year I was doing cocaine, ecstasy, ketamine, and drinking heavily on a daily basis. At a time where I was at my best financially, I was also at my lowest mentally. I was 100 functional. I would get up and drive to work, the mall, whatever I planned for the day. Then one day I just stopped. There was no self-reflection, there was no man in the mirror or intervention. I just stopped. Like my body brain just didn't have a taste for it. It was not a conscious decision. It just kind of happened. I had to fire my chef. I couldn't afford the plumber.